Thanks to globalization and the internet, more and more of our world is getting commoditized. It used to be that you could get away with, being pretty good at doing something. People would know you because you were recommended, you'd get hired. Now we live in a global marketplace where for anything that you want to do, somebody will do it for $3 an hour on Elance or Odesk or what have you. So ultimately, your personal brand, I think of as a kind of career insurance. It's the reason that people will come to you and hopefully pay a higher price, the value that you're worth, because you're known for something. Your name means quality. And that's the kind of insurance and assurance that people need in order to say, okay, we're going with you. These days, personal branding is something that I think almost everyone should be thinking about and considering. And part of the reason for that is that it's really your reputation that we're talking about. It's a synonym for your reputation. And so if you're a knowledge worker, if you do anything that is some kind of professional service where people can't literally see, the cabinet that you're making, I mean, if you're an accountant, if you're a lawyer, if you're a project manager, how can people actually tell, unless they've been trained in the exact same discipline as you, if you're any good? Ultimately, your brand is what shows them that you have credibility and that people should be coming to you. There are a lot of ways that students, even very early in their professional careers, can begin to define personal brands. A really easy one, which a lot of career services people would recommend, is to start taking on leadership roles in organizations. It is immeasurably beneficial for you to be the person at the front of the room who everyone is lining up to talk to, rather than the person whispering in the back. Taking on a leadership role where you've been chosen and selected by your peers says something about who you are and helps cement a powerful personal brand. I'm also a huge fan of using the internet as a way of conveying your personal brand. Starting a blog, getting your ideas out there, making your thoughts known is an incredibly useful way to ensure that people know what you can contribute. I think one of the most critical mistakes that people make and where they fall short in developing their personal brand is that they don't pay sufficient attention to creating a narrative. And what I mean by that is that for all of us, we're in our heads 24 hours a day. We assume that other people probably understand perfectly what our motivations are, where we're going, where we're heading, and the truth is they don't. They're not all that focused on what we're doing, what we're up to, or why we're doing it. So we need to craft a short, succinct story to help them see, to help them understand and visualize, here's where I've been, and here's where I want to go. And this is how the skills that I've developed over time will add value in this new context. If you can explain that, then you're halfway there. Well, on one hand, it seems like everyone's using technology. Everybody's on Facebook, everybody's on Pinterest and putting things out there. On the other hand, very few people are using it in the right way, which is creating content that adds value to other people. It's not about some narcissistic form of self-expression where we're taking pictures of our lunches. It's about creating content and information that brands you as someone that people really want to listen to when it comes to your discipline, whether it's marketing or accounting or what have you. If you can create things that are so interesting that people specifically seek you out, if you can become a trusted source of information, that is incredibly powerful, because 20 years ago, you had to have a gatekeeper, nod and say, oh yes, we'll let you through. Now, it's a meritocracy of content. And if you're putting out things that people seek out, you can establish your brand definitively and rocket to the front.